Hi folks, Sandro here with more cartoon news and shenanigans, and today we got some interesting news for you guys here on popculture.com. Scoob sequel canceled. Scooby-Doo's Holiday Haunt joins Batgirl in Warner Bros. Trash pile. So if you were a fan of the Scoob movie that released a couple years ago, what was it, 2020 that came out, I think? Yeah, you are not getting a sequel, folks. There is no... Apparently that film was supposed to be part of a greater Hanna-Barbera cinematic universe. If you watch the credits of Scoob, you could see all these references and cameos. Scoob was supposed to be this huge franchise that was going to bring all these Hanna-Barbera characters together, and that is probably not happening anymore, folks. It has been given the axe, and, if you guys aren't aware, why did this get canceled? The answer is money, money, money. It's the Mr. Krabs special, folks. Money, money, money. So Warner Brothers, they're in $47 billion worth of debt, and the interest payments have slowly been killing them, right? They need to start paying this off, or it will be the death of Warner Bros., and they'll probably just get scooped up after they go for bankruptcy, right? And we don't want that. We don't want... Good God, the last thing we need is for Disney to own, freaking all the superheroes. That would be the worst thing that ever happened. But yeah, I actually think I did a video a while back where I mentioned that Warner Bros. And Discovery, the Discovery, they are going to be merging together to form, Warner Discovery or something like that. So yeah, it's been a while. I can't remember off the top of my head. But they are financially not very well right now, especially in a recession where this is the worst things have been in a while, right? Here in Canada and America, we're seeing all-time high inflation, and this is not the time. This is not the time to be producing shit. So they brought in David Zaslav, right? This is a guy who's known for chop, and garbage from companies, and he came in. He did an assessment, I'm assuming, of these different movies, and he goes around, he looks at what different teams are working at. He took a look at Batgirl, and he's like, get this shit. Apparently, it even finished filming, and it was going to cost a whole lot more to, once you finish filming, it doesn't mean the movie's done. You have to do all the effects and the sounds and all the, rendering and everything, and that costs maybe even more than just filming the movie in the first place. So he decided, this movie, apparently behind the scenes, it was a very bad movie. There were a lot of bad rumors about the script and how awful it was. But yeah, Batgirl, get it out of here. It's gone. It doesn't matter if you finish filming. Get the heck out of here. You're gone. You're in the trash pile, as they say here. So they're gone. And Scoob is gone. And I have mixed opinions on this film, right? I thought it was okay, mediocre. I gave it a 5 out of 10. Some of my I talked about this during my live stream yesterday. Some of you guys really enjoyed Scoob. I'm a little bit sad about this particular movie getting canceled because I'm a big fan of Christmas movies, and this was a Christmas movie. It does say here that, hold on, it was about Scooby-Doo's first Christmas with Shaggy as a kid. Where is this one? Holiday Haunt had a budget in the 40 million range. So at least they didn't spend as much as they did on that god-awful Batwoman or Batgirl movie. But The Hollywood Reporter and animation supervisor, according to a previously related synopsis, which chronicled Scooby-Doo's first Christmas. There we go. Scooby-Doo's first Christmas with a 10-year-old Shaggy. They visit a holiday resort owned by Fred's uncle Ned, and I do like that. I do like whenever they expand on, Freddy, Velma, the gang, Daphne, all of the gang. Whenever they expand on their family members, I do enjoy that. Even Scrappy. I like Scrappy-Doo. Man, every time I talk about Scooby-Doo, we always have people in the comments, and they're like, why do you like Scrappy-Doo? I just grew up with Scrappy-Doo. What do you want from me? People say he ruined the franchise because the gimmick is that normally they have to unmask the villain and trap them, right? This is the main gimmick nowadays. Freddy traps them in some kind of, weird situation. Usually he just sets up a bunch of wires and shit. But and then after it's like a dramatic reveal, they catch him in a trap of some manner. They reveal, and it's like, now let's see who's really under there. And then they find out who it is. Scrappy-Doo, he literally has the word scrappy in his name. Like, he is a scrapper. He's a fighter. You know, if somebody comes up to Scrappy-Doo, he's like, puppy power, and he beats the shit out of you know, honestly, and he gets the job done. You know, that's why we can't have Scrappy, because he solves the cases too fast. It's like Martian Manhunter, you know. Did you guys ever notice they stopped using Martian Manhunter? Like, back in the day, you would see, like, the old Justice League cartoon, he was there. He was there whenever they needed him, because he's very overpowered. He has, like, psychic abilities. He could go through walls, telepathy, like, this guy had it all. He could stretch his arms and legs. This freaking guy had, like, every power. But his weakness is fire. He can't stand fire. So that was, you know, they try to balance it out where it's like he has all these broken powers, but fire gets to him. You know, fire gets to him. And I almost forgot, he could shapeshift, which is also another broken power when you think about it. So eventually, at some point or another, they just kind of axed Martian Manhunter because, well, they replaced him with Cyborg. And some people might say that was for diversity reasons, but I don't know, man. I think it was because they literally could not write a good script with Martian Manhunter. He's just too broken. It's like anytime there's like a character that needs information, they could be like, okay, John Jones, get over there and just read his mind, you know? So he's too broken. He's too much of a plot convenience. So they couldn't have him around. So I guess they're like, screw it. Let's just get rid of him and get Cyborg, who, you know, he's very broken too, but at least he's only limited to like the internet, right? He's limited to technology where it's like, freaking Martian Manhunter can do it all. So this is a situation that we had here with poor Scrappy-Doo. And I also am a fan of Scrappy Dumb, which was a very old school, like, you know, Scooby-Doo character. He was kind of like Scooby's weird cousin. Was that like, but he's stupid, right? Yeah, so I really enjoy it whenever they do something like Uncle Ned here. It's a shame we won't get to see that character now, but you know, what can you do? And it was a Christmas movie. I love my Christmas movies, you know, the Santa Claus, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Home Alone, you name it. I'm always sad to see a Christmas movie go. I will say that I was not a fan of this movie's name, right? The first movie was literally just called Scoob, which is very simplistic. This one was called Scooby-Doo's Holiday Haunt, which is very interesting, right? They dropped the Scoob moniker because I think a lot of people don't really like that. I didn't like that either. I would rather they should have just called the movie Scooby-Doo, you know? They probably should have just called it that. But now, so they learned their lesson at least, and instead of calling it Scoob, it's going to be called Scooby-Doo's Holiday Haunt. And here's the problem I have with that, right? You hear the words Holiday Haunt, you immediately think Halloween. You don't think freaking Christmas off of that, right? Holiday Haunt. It could be any holiday. I think they should have called this the Scooby-Doo's Christmas Caper or Scooby-Doo's Christmas Crisis or something. That would have been a much better name, in my opinion. Literally let people know that it is a Christmas-themed film. That would have been a lot better than this name right here. But, you know, it got canceled. And like I said, I'm very on the fence. I'm very on the fence about this. I think it's sad on one hand that it got canceled. You know, like I said, I like Christmas movies. On the other hand, I wasn't the biggest fan of Scoob. I gave it a 5 out of 10 when I did my review. I really wasn't a fan what they did with the voice cast. They replaced them all with like people. Freddy was voiced by like, you know, freaking Zac Efron. I think the only one that they kept was like Frank Welker as Scooby-Doo. But like, you know, it was really weird. Like Shaggy's voice actor was just really bad. And also, God, don't even get me started on what they've been doing to Velma in recent years. They made her a Latina. Like, why? What's wrong? Like, why? And it keeps happening, right? We regular old Velma. We can't just have regular old Velma, right? They've tried everything in recent years. they're making, they've done the whole in Mystery Incorporated where they try to allude that she's like a lesbian or bisexual. Then we saw her, I don't even know, in this movie as a Latina. We had her in, there was one of the weird Scooby spinoffs where she was portrayed as an Asian. And we recently have had that weird freaking self-insert Velma adult cartoon where she's an Indian now. Velma is an Indian. Yeah. I wonder if my video comes up. It probably doesn't. No. Oh, no, wait, it did. It did. Wait, my video is here. Hold on. There I am, Sandro. Another franchise destroyed. Velma is Indian. Yeah. Like, what the fuck is going on? By the way, this naked woman here is actually Daphne. When I did my original assessment of this, I did not realize that this was Daphne. And then luckily you guys told me before I recorded the video. And because I didn't even put two and two together. I'm like, who the hell are all these weird background characters? Because they gave Velma some new friends. I really hope to God that blonde-haired character in the back with lipstick isn't a trans Freddy. But knowing these woke people here, Mindy Kaling, this is the woman. She literally inserted herself as fucking Velma. And it's a shame. It's a shame. They keep destroying all these beloved characters. In fact, here I am on this article about Scoob. And from what I hear, what I heard is that Batgirl, they apparently replaced her with a black woman, just like what they did on the CW show where Ruby Rose, right? She had red hair. Apparently they got rid of. Well, she quit though, right? She quit, and they replaced Batwoman with another person of color. They did this with the Little Mermaid, right? We're getting an upcoming Little Mermaid. She can't be white. No. If you have red hair, you must be replaced with a black girl. And also Snow White, no longer going to be white. What the fuck is going on at Disney, man? I don't know. But from what I hear, they were apparently going to replace Batgirl with a non-white actor. So they keep doing these changes. I never receive these things well. Whenever you change a character, I really just don't resonate with it. I always try and say create new characters. Don't keep doing this. You're just destroying your brand. You're destroying your franchise. And that's one of the big things here, right? It's you're destroying the brand. I think the reason they canceled Batgirl here, sure, they wanted to save money. But also they saved the brand by canceling this, right? You could bring out Batgirl years from now and do her justice. Instead, because apparently this movie was really bad. The script was bad. Everything. Apparently this movie behind the scenes was allegedly a train wreck. So, they by not putting this out there in the world, I think they did themselves a favor. It's kind of like Justice League, right? The whole Snyder cut thing there. Oh my God. What was the name of the film again? It wasn't just Justice League. Hold on. Justice League Snyder. Yeah, it was just called the Justice League. Yeah. Zack Snyder's Justice League. So this film, right? I personally feel like if they didn't put out Zack Snyder's version, it was still it was just a terrible film. And I'm a big DC fan. I'm a big DC fan, not a fam. I don't ever want to be out here saying man, they made a really garbage DC movie. I want to be saying, man, I really enjoyed that DC movie, and it just didn't happen, right? So I think they saved face here with Batgirl Batgirl getting canceled. Also, I see Ezra Miller. Speaking of him, will they cancel the Flash film? Because this guy's been going crazy in real life. All kinds of scandals back to back with this guy. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see an article coming out in the next week or a couple weeks where the Flash gets canceled. Would not surprise me in the slightest. But I just, back to Scoob, right? I just want to quickly wrap up and say, I just was not a fan of the plot. I wasn't a fan of the plot. I really like Dick Dastardly. I think he's one of my favorite out of the Hanna-Barbera bunch. But, and by the way, did I mention, maybe I mentioned it already, that this film was supposed to be a cinematic universe, kind of like Marvel, where it was like a Hanna-Barbera universe. And for this to get canceled, I think the whole like Hanna-Barbera universe might be getting shelved here. But Dick Dastardly was good. The main thing I didn't like was the whole Alexander the Great's dog is the descendant, or Scooby-Doo is the descendant of that dog. Like, what was that shit? And there was magic in this film, and it really felt like they were building up to something here, and I think they shouldn't have done that. I think they should have just focused heavily more on the standard, like, Scooby-Doo formula. They don't usually do magic, right? They don't usually do paranormal stuff. There was that zombie, Scooby-Doo Zombie Island. They've done, Scooby-Doo, the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo. It actually had magic. Then they made a direct-to-DVD movie, and that was goddamn awful. They tried to, like, play it off like Vincent Van Gogh didn't have real magic. It was so garbage. But I wasn't a fan of the plot either. I wasn't a fan of the whole magical plot and how, like, they're out here trying to solve mysteries while there's, like, magic and shit that can just, like, change things. You know what I mean? It's like, if you have a world where there's no magic or anything, you can legitimately solve a mystery. But you start saying, like, oh, there's magical artifacts, there's magical this and this and that and that. You can come back to life, and it's like, fucking hell. Who's gonna guess who the villain is now that all this shit is occurring? So yeah, I don't know. And literally, like, Dick Dastardly was like a master of disguise in this movie, even disguising himself as a woman that fooled Freddy. That was pretty funny, at least. But yeah, there was a lot in that film that I really didn't like, especially I think Shaggy's voice actor really killed it for me. But that's basically, I think I went over like everything. My God, sorry, I didn't mean this video to go on for so long, but that's going to be it. I want to hear all your thoughts on this. Do you think The Flash is going to get canceled? Do you think Batgirl deserved to be canceled? I mean, it was like 90 million, right? Yeah, something like that, right? I think it's down here. The movie cost about 90 million to make, which was too expensive for a streaming exclusive release. Wasn't even going to theaters. Oh boy. But not enough to result in the kind of production values audiences want from a theatrical release. At least that's how Warner Bros. CEO David Zaslav appears to see it. So yeah, Zaslav was having none of this shit. And Scooby, this one had a budget of 40 million. So they were like, before this one escalates out of control, let's just give it the axe now. So yeah, let me know all your thoughts on this. There's a lot to go over here. Did you like Scoob? Are you sad that this Christmas movie is getting the axe? I'm a big fan of Christmas movies, so I'm a little bit saddened by it, but only a little bit saddened by it, not too much. But yeah, that's that. So comment, like, subscribe, share, and why not watch an ad for your boy Sandro? Peace out. Bye-bye. Have a great day.